From Nushanik Station, New Jersey, Shivram and Anjali Kumar.
You know what Bill Brite would do? Bill Brite would always, when you cheered for Bill Brite, he would always point up there. He would always deflect all the glory to God. It is amazing how much somebody like me has learned from Bill Brite. It's like, in so many ways, he shaped our lives, our thinking, the way we do things, the way we speak, the way we expect. Nobody can be like Bill Brite, okay? But we can try. The way he put thoughts together, the way he put this business together. Brite Worldwide is amazing because of Bill Brite. We are united because of Bill Brite. There's something very special. In India, about 8 or 9 years ago, some people decided they wanted to start their own system. They broke away from Brite Worldwide. And they said they're going to do their own system. They can do it better than us. No. A few years later, they came back. Not only did they come back, they brought everybody else with them. Bill Brite is bigger. Brite Worldwide is bigger and stronger than ever. Something very special about Bill Brite. Investing in people. That's what we're going to talk about a little bit. Man, Bill Brite did that. I remember when we went to India with Bill Brite, all the diamonds we went to India. And Bill Brite, with the jet lag and all that, he was speaking to emeralds and above in Agra, India. And best thing is in Agra, he went to the Taj Mahal to see the Taj Mahal, and somebody told him that nobody had been photographed like him. The people that were working there, the tour guides, they said even the Queen of England was not photographed as much as he was. Anyway, at night he's talking to all the emeralds. I'm talking about the spirit of giving that Bill Brite had. He had tenacity in everything he did. He had passion in everything he did. When he talked, he gave it 100%. Recently we were at his home with all the emeralds, and everybody didn't, it was more of an open, it was like more of a picnic kind of a thing. We were having fun. We just there for dream building with all of Kanti and Lata's emeralds. And everybody didn't show up at the same time, but Bill had a message. He wanted to talk about the simplicity of the business and how great the future is. And then a new batch of people would show up, and he would repeat everything with the same passion and the same excitement. And he would do it a third time and a fourth time. He was amazing. In India, he was talking to these emeralds, and he wanted to give them a message, but he was so tired that he would fall asleep while talking. So he's sitting there, all the emeralds are there, and he would say, okay, the thing to do is to stay steady in the business. And then he would do that and say, Peggy, can you get that phone? There was no Peggy there. There was no Peggy. And we were trying to get him to go to bed. Bill, it's okay, we'll talk. He had certain messages to give, and he just would not flinch. He would give it. Last Go Diamond, he was here. And his health was, not doing that great. But we had an ice cream night out. I forget what the qualification was, but people showed up, and Bill wanted to talk. And he could hardly get himself up, but he stood on a chair to talk to everybody, guys, so everybody could see him, because it was not a set-up meeting room. This is passion. This is Bill. And we are all little Bill Brites. We are Brit kids, okay? I just loved. Now, I'll just admit to you one thing. One of the reasons I went diamond is because I couldn't really I couldn't take these many notes as some of you can. Okay? I was never sitting in one place kind of a person. But I never missed Bill Brite's talks. Initially, I was very judgmental with all the different speakers, but I loved Bill Brite. The funny thing is, he was promoted heavily. My upline talked about him, everybody talked about him. And we came here to the function, and he said, he knows everything about the business, he's going to teach you everything you want to know about the business. And he comes up at 1:30 in the morning. And we are in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Okay? I didn't know where Winston-Salem was till I got there. And Bill shows up at 1:30, all bright and peachy, fired up in the morning. And we said, man, what stamina he had. Then we found out he was sleeping all Saturday later. But he would talk and we would listen. But the first time he talked, I said, he's going to talk about products? What? talked about God, Satan. He talked about Habakkuk 2:2, Proverbs 6:2. And I said, did he say anything about like products and stuff? You know, I was really, I remember being a little critical, being a little negative, you know. But I also, inside, I liked it. I liked somebody who was telling things like it was. Not worried about being politically correct all the time. Best thing was 1999 when we were talking about this being the number one e-commerce, and Bill Brite he's the only person in this I know in the world that does something called Brit School. He used to do something at Brit School. 15 hours. So Bill Brite, one whole weekend he'd speak. It was phenomenal. And he would talk about everything, about success. He'd talk about contacting, principles, his spiritual foundation, everything he'd talk about. And we went to California in the company's private jet, all the way with Bill Brite, and we had promoted in California. This is going to be the cutting edge e-commerce thing, and it's going to be strong. I mean, you're going to learn about the number one health and beauty online site that we're going to launch and stuff. People are fired up. Bill Brite comes up. Now, he's the only speaker the whole weekend. First topic was importance of breastfeeding. And I told my new guy, I mean, you gotta get the fundamentals right before you start browsing the internet, you know. Anyway, here's my bride. I just have to introduce her. This is my story for introduction. So Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, they go to a diner that Michelle used to go to when she was single. So they're eating, and the owner of the restaurant is just watching, you know. Then he comes up and, takes a Secret Service permission, and he talks to the president and Michelle, and he says, when you used to be single, you used to come here, eat here. And I used to keep watching you. I used to keep thinking I wanted to propose to you. I want to marry you one day. But I never did. And he walks away. So Barack Obama looks at Michelle and he says, it wouldn't have been a bad deal if you married him. You would have been the owner of a restaurant, you know, maybe a couple of restaurants. She said, no, he would have been president. So, I'm grateful that she married me so I could be double diamond. Thank you. Here's my wife, Anjali.
That is sweet. But I mean, when we stand up here and we talk to you, it comes with such a responsibility. It has been such an incredible weekend, and we know that a lot of you are here for the first time. We want to welcome you. We want to wish you well. We want to let you know that we are no better than you. None of us are. I mean, we stand on this stage only because we've been in this business a little longer than you maybe, or we've just done a few things that we would encourage you to do, is to stay steady with your dreams and goals. And we've learned all this through the Brite system. We've learned all this from our upline. I mean, we have been personally sponsored by the awesome Manipal and Renuka Reddy. You heard them speak last night. And Madhu Cheda this morning. I mean, what a touching, incredible, passionate speaker she is. And Kanti and Lata Gala will be speaking right after us tonight. And all the way up to Bill and Peggy Brite. So we're just ever so grateful for the entire leadership that we have and the years that we have learned from the entire Brite team. But I'm here to just tell you a few messages that I wanted to share with you. I know that a lot of you are out in the trenches, you're doing the work, you heard all the speakers speak, and a lot of you are just making check marks along the way saying that, yeah, we are right on track. But we are waiting for the big momentum to come in, and I encourage you to just stay steady, be out there looking for those people, stay in the trenches as we call it, drive those miles, because this business is so worth it. We've been in this business now for 20 years. I have been. My husband has been in it for, because he started the business before me, and we met through the business. So you will hear our story whenever you get a chance. But, when I sat down with him, when we got married, we wrote down our goals. And that's the first thing we did. We wrote down what we wanted from life, our short-term goals, our long-term goals. And we were so focused on accomplishing our dreams and goals because we really didn't have a back door. We didn't have a whole lot more that we were waiting for to happen. We wanted to make sure that we had the family security that we had, and the money that we had in the bank, and we were able to do things with each other. And this business gave us the best lifestyle with with the choices that we have. But I encourage you to dream really big. I encourage you to write down your goals and then work really hard. Don't hesitate or be afraid of the work. Our biggest memories and our best memories is going home to home. That is what we even talk about today. You will build relationships, you will build friendships, and you will actually know what it takes to build this business. But drive the miles, go there and do the work. You have to have a certain belief and a great expectation from life, and know that you will not be denied, because I always believe that good things happen to good people, and if you treat others like you would want them to treat you, and you're out there working hard and doing the right thing for your family, you will be blessed. And it's as simple as that. It's my belief, and I hope that you find something that you can believe in as strongly as well. But be grateful, and and don't doubt yourself or your abilities. Don't question your confidence. Just be bold, and just follow what the system is teaching you. There have been years and years of talks and thoughts that have gone into the CDs that come out. People have spoken from that experience, and take that experience to your advantage. That's what we did. Everybody's style is different. There are a lot of different ways you can build this business, and there's a lot of different levels of intensity with which you can build it. So you have to decide what you want to do. There's a left extreme and a right extreme, and there's a lot of gray in the middle. But make sure that you're doing something. Do something for your business every single day. And that's what, we know that if you stay steady, you will accomplish your dreams. This business has given us a lot of freedom, flexibility, a lifestyle today. I just want to talk a little bit about that. You saw our 3 little kids on the video. Our oldest, Devika, is 14 now. Our Tarika is going to be 13 this month, and Ritika is 10. We have the option of sending them to great schools, great private schools in the area. And they have they have a great life where anything they want, they know that, they can get it. And we've worked hard for that, and we are glad that we are able to provide for our kids. That was one of the biggest things that was along with what we worked hard for. Today we have personal trainers that work with us, and that's why we are in such good shape. Of course, Neutralite and, Body Key is great as well. But another thing that happened is I have 2 full-time help at home right now. I have my sitter who was with me for many years. She's actually pregnant right now, and she's not able to do a whole lot during the daytime. So she is with me in the evenings, and I have another sitter with me during the daytime. And she comes and cleans and, does my laundry and everything else. And then in the evening, my sitter picks up my children from school with a car that we have provided for her. She comes home, and then the next morning she drops them back to school. So we really don't have to do anything anymore. So, we really truly have freedom, and we don't have to worry about that. But I am grateful for those choices that my husband has given me. We are able to do things for our parents, for our family, and that is very special as well. Talking a little bit about the trips we've taken many, many times to Peter Island. Can tell you stories and stories about it. But we've been to Hawaii so many times. This month, we are leaving to go to an African safari. The corporation is sending us in an all-expense paid-for trip to a beautiful safari in Africa. And we're looking forward to that because we'll have some great time with our upline over there. And then after that, in June, we'll be leaving to go to India for a couple of weeks with our kids as well. We're looking forward to that. But not just the trips we've taken, but we've missed some of the trips by choice. In the last 2 years, we missed a trip that we were given by the corporation to go to Switzerland, to Australia, to Cyprus, and to Prague. And these are beautiful places that you all must see. But there are so many trips that we do take that we actually turn down some trips. And that's something that I felt I should let you know, You have the choice to decide what you want to do. But we encourage you to have a happy heart at all times. We encourage you to respect everybody and just be yourself. You can do no wrong if you're just yourself. And I can't talk enough about my husband. He's just the most incredible person I know. And I'm ever so grateful that he's in my life. Everything he promised me. We will be married 20 years come May. Everything that we wrote down, I mean, of course, we've got a lot more goals and dreams to accomplish, but he's kept his promise and he's kept his word, and we've worked hard together to accomplish it. But he's just an incredible person. Here he is.
Thank you. Thank you. We are a pretty awesome couple. She's pretty, I'm awesome. You know that. So, many people, we're talking about investing. Many people invested in various different ways in me. We think of investment as just money. And, when you invest love, when you sow seeds, I learned from Brite that whatever you put out, you're going to get back. Your words are like seeds. He said, speak what you want like you already have it. Don't speak what you want even if you have it. So it's a habit that we have created. This was something that I learned on December 13th, 1990, when Brite came to New Jersey for the first time with Peggy. And Kanti's whole team was a couple of hundred people. I learned about how to control those seeds, how to sow the right kind of seeds. I learned that when you're sowing, don't worry about who does. You don't do the growing. God does the growing. Whatever we do works like that. Our words, our deeds, our actions, the plans we show, everything is according to the law of sowing and reaping. I learned that through Brite. And so, I learned how to have fun with this thing. This business, my formula is 99% of the time you should be having fun. 1% is for frustration. You ought to be frustrated. If you invited 5 people and nobody showed up, you should be frustrated. But briefly. Most of the time you should learn how to laugh at yourself. Okay? Things will happen. They're sowing the seeds, like Kanti and Lata were talking about how they went platinum with a group that doesn't even exist right now. Well, you don't worry about it. You just keep on sowing the seeds. I remember I came to this very Coliseum once, and this downline of mine was fired up. He was really so fired up. There was a diamond on stage that was promoting double diamond ship. He was saying, 12 breathing souls, $1 million. That was way before that. 12 breathing souls, $1 million. Referring to 12 platinum legs. And everybody was chanting, 12 breathing souls. So my guy was fired up. Now, hey, my guy in my group is fired up. I'm fired up, right? So we go back, he is fired up, and we forget to put gas in the car, and we run out of gas. But nothing is phasing him. He's so fired up. We come back walk to the gas station a couple of miles, get the little plastic tank, with the thing with the gas. We're walking back. And this guy's saying, 12 breathing, so 1 minute. That would have been fine, except he said one thing he shouldn't have said. He said, I will never quit. When I'll never quit, the word quit lingers for a long time after that. 2 weeks after that, he quit. What are you going to do? That's what happens. But we kept sowing the seeds. Never bothered. A lot of people said a lot of things. I'll do this, I'll do that. And then they were gone. Some people, he said, you got to be transparent to be a leader. Some people became so transparent, you couldn't even see them around. How did Manipal and Renuka invest in me? Manipal invested in me by tolerating me. I still am a crazy guy with a million different ideas. My mind is racing on. To keep up with my mind, I got to keep pacing. I pace a lot, In fact, one of my frontline said he came for a counseling session with me, and he instead attended my pace meeting. I was, and he had to put up with a million things, man, that I was just going after him with. Products are expensive. I used to give him a hard time, but he would just smile about it. And his investment in me was he tolerated me. Okay? And that was a lot. Because every time I had a new idea, I had something smart to say about everything, about every speaker. Okay? Another person who did that was Madhu and Praveen. Okay? Madhu doesn't know what's going to come next from me. Okay? She's always bracing herself. And, we had to do those SA1 forms. We had to fill out we had to manually do everything, all the products, and then figure out which item was taxable in New Jersey. It would change every 3 months too. And I always used to pay tax for everything. I didn't know which was tax. And Madhu had to do all the corrections, more work for her. We always messed up with that, you know. Now, Kanti and Lata really taught me how to invest in people. I mean, that is like watching magic. You know, it's like a master stroke. You know, watching how they remember little things about people and remember to do these things. That is Kanti's strength and Lata's strength. You know, how they would do things for me when I was single, even after I married, even today. That it is amazing how they remember, how they connect the dots. Little things. And the most important thing that Kanti could have done for me, was connect me to Bill Brite. He would always encourage me. He wasn't protective of his downline. He was not a little Napoleon protecting his group from his upline. He always encouraged me to reach out to Bill Brite. A couple of times in life when I really had some, you know, I just had to overcome some things. Kanti said, go meet Bill Brite. Not only he said, go meet Bill Brite, he flew with me. For no reason, he needn't have come. Okay, things that really were bothering me, you know, personal life, something was happening back home. I went there and Kanti came with me. These are investments, you know, I don't think Kanti thinks of it like an investment with a return on it. You know what I'm saying? But for lack of a better word, it's investment of time, energy, effort, love, you know. These things are amazing how Bill would sit and give to people. And you know what I loved? He would say, like somebody was saying today, he always worried about his guys. He would always tell us, if you got to get to one of my guys, he would basically announce to the rest of the world, if anybody wants to get to one of my guys, you got to go through me. He would say that. That spirit he taught us. And we have seen him stand by that. Man, you don't get to one of Bill's guys just like that. And we have that same spirit, guys. When he was just saying, we are the A team. Yes, we are. We are a team that cannot be broken. We will do anything for each other. And that's what you're a part of, guys. That team back there. I miss my brother Angelo this weekend. Function is not the same without Angelo. I texted him saying, you know, there's nobody making me roll on the floor with laughter this weekend. There's nobody locking the bathroom door or putting stuff. He will like wedge these things into the bathroom door when you're in the bathroom. When you come out, you got chairs and tables falling in. That's a standard feature. We won't tell you where. You go diamond, you find out, okay? But I miss Angelo. And we are together, man. We are together in this thing. You know, we also miss Raj. Raj and Sangeeta are going to be in Memphis. But we are a great team, guys. The MOC is so much together right now. Paul and Leslie, they're a blessing, man. Paul, I mean, you should have been at the Platinum Breakout. Everybody was fantastic. There was a great panel on stage, and Paul was amazing. And I always tell Paul, I wish I could talk like... Every time I finish a talk, I think I should have talked like Paul, you know. But that's a little difficult to do because Paul is Paul. How much he has given to the system. And people on the team, I'll tell you, amazing. Ray Malolo, Al Fratt, Wayne Callender, Dave Taylor, Sugit Ajmani, Executive Diamond. That's a great talk. I mean, we've had the privilege of finding these leaders. In our team, we found when everybody needs somebody that believes in them. For me, it was my cousin Padma and her husband Suresh Punj. They were the first ones to believe in me. And the person that created the complete unbelievable momentum in my team was Ram Bamasani, and his wife Shailaja. They are in the room. They changed everything for us. They changed the meaning of tool flow. They set a new standard. And there came Kankan and Samina Bhattacharya, right there. Vishal and Sonika Jain, Nanda and Sangeeta Shringari, Sugit and Kajal Ajmani. And then we found Sanjeev and Shwana Sahai, Ajay and Alka Ori, Ramesh and Rama, Dave Dudnath in Florida, Prakash and Sapna Hegde in California. I mean, the growth, guys, how seeds grow. I just started with one little kit. 4 years later, I was financially free. June 17, 1994. And then the seeds start to grow. It's 1998, we start in India. Guys, we had a platinum meeting, the convention center was filled up. How does that work? So everything we do is an investment in people, guys. We got to do it unconditionally. I've been saying this to you. Your magic is when you give to people from your heart, one-on-one, and you connect with them. I'll just wind up by saying one thing to you. You know, we have reporters. If I pulled a reporter in and if they were to write about this, I don't blame them. You know what they would say? They would say this is cultish. This guy came in and did hoo-hoo freedom, and people are shouting and everybody believes they're going to be a millionaire. This is a cult. How can that be possible? They will write about all that. But you know what they will not write about? How did you end up here? How did people magically show up here? What about the tears and the sweat and the energy and the love, the home to home and the time and energy and the hours and hours and hours that has been invested? Starting from Bill Brite, all your leaders, your upline who came to your house, the CDs that were loaned to you, the value that was given to you, they will not talk about that. They have no clue. That's really what we're all about. In India, politicians come to us and they say, how can you pull people like this? And they pay money to get in. He says, we are not able to pay money to pull them here. Because we add value to people's lives, guys. You know how to do it. Go ahead and do it. Share the dream, because you are a force. You are an unstoppable force. Go Diamond. Join Brit Worldwide Diamond Club. We love you very much.
From Branchburg, New Jersey, please welcome EDCs Manipal and Renuka Reddy.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. I know you all must have driven from long distances and from all over the place. But anyhow, guys, good to be here. And as you could see, man, in fact, this evening we were at Platinum's Platinum and up meeting there. I'll tell you what, after listening to Paul and Leslie, man, I'll tell you what, as far as I was concerned, my function was done. I mean, it was so awesome, guys. In fact, the way the functions are put together, the way things work in the way we do, guys, is just amazing. I mean, the committees we have, and obviously, we do, the MOC, headed by, all these top 5 leaders in the BWW organization, Paul and Leslie, and Angela and Claudia, and Kanti and Lata, Kumar and Anjali and Rajat Sangeeta. And what happened the last 5 or 6 years back, Bill Brite had this vision, of developing these leaders, so that the business continues after he passes on. And that's what he has done, and that's the reason. Obviously, we do miss Bill Brite, but as far as what he has taught to all of us, and the principles, the system, and whatever we needed to do, we're continuing to do, and we will continue to do much more. And as you could see, guys, we just want to kind of give it to you straight, without sugarcoating a whole lot. And a lot of topics are designed, in the leadership aspect of the subject, in a way that what do you guys have to do to move on, kind of a thing, okay? And obviously, you got to change your thinking, you have to change your habits. And when we started the business many years back, we had no idea how, as Ganesh was talking about, when people join the business, nobody has idea about how big the business could be built, and nobody has idea about to what extent that they could take the business to. But you know what? When you keep coming to functions like this, when your association kind of changes, your thinking changes, and you learn certain things. You learn how to manage your time. You learn how to manage your money. You learn how to become a successful business person. Okay, as far as we were concerned, when we joined the business, we had no experience, no business experience. We were engineers by profession. We both have, I have got a civil engineering degree, and she has got an electronics engineering degree. And we both did our masters in computer science. And when we joined the business, we had, we both had good jobs. We both had good jobs working for a telecommunications company in New Jersey. And when our sponsor showed us the business, we had no idea, really. The reason I signed up in the business was, hey, you know what? Sign me up. My only question to my sponsor was, are you in the business? My sponsor, Sudhir, is a fun-loving guy, and always loved to hang around with him. And I was one of those guys, had absolutely no questions. and signed up in the business and started learning about certain things about success. Started learning about how to put the teams together. And slowly, we had no idea. We didn't know what business was. We didn't know what BWW was. But through the CDs, through the books, and through the team meetings, the BBSs and functions, so things started coming together for us. And slowly but surely, understood, that there's money in the business, and understood that, to move on in life, to succeed in life, we got to be disciplined in life. Success doesn't hit you just like that. We needed to learn certain principles. So that's what happened to us. And the main thing that what we have, being busy professionals, we didn't have a whole lot of time. She was working 45 miles one way and I was working 50 miles the other way. And, we were working about at least 10 hours every day. So we had to kind of manage our time properly, and money was there for sure. But we kind of, change few things so that in the long run, whatever we did towards the business, in the long run, we wanted to make sure that we were doing the right things. So eventually, everything turned out to be just perfect. And right now, after 4.5 years of building the business, at Emerald level, she came home and she retired. That was in 1995, right? 1995. And we went diamond in Emerald in 1995. We went diamond in 1996. And just to make sure that there's enough money in the business, I continued to work 1.5 years more after even going diamond. A lot of people think that, do you have to retire when you go diamond? Not really. It's your choice. So anyhow, continue to work the business and continue to make sure that all our legs are strong and everything. And, I was able to retire from my profession in 1997. Since then, we've been free, completely free, stress-free. The key is stress-free. Okay, so guys, right now what you have with the business, it's amazing, guys. The business has changed tremendously, has changed for good. With the kind of products that we have, the tools that we supply through the BWW system and everything is just amazing, guys. And anyhow, I want all of you to welcome the birthday girl, my wife, Renuka Reddy.
Thank you, Manipal, and thank you to all of you. I just looking at the video, I was just thinking, you've seen many people's videos tonight, and you've seen the beautiful cars and the homes and the things they have in their lives. But I hope you could glimpse the kind of peace of mind they have in their lives. For me, that was more important than any material thing that I would accomplish through this business. But you know what? Just rewind the clock a few years back when we got started in this business. At a point in our lives when we did not have enough time, especially, and not a whole lot of money. We were comfortable, but not a lot of money where we could say we were very secure. And my biggest dream was, to have a life where I would be able to make decisions where time and money were not restricting me. And you know what, just last year, just one of my big dreams was to visit my parents in India whenever I chose to. And they live in India even now. And ever since we built this business, guys, we've been to India every single summer with our kids. My older one is 22 years old. He's been to India at least 24 times. So sometimes more than a year, more than once a year. And so just to give you an idea, this last summer, I was there to make my yearly summer visit to see my parents. And then in December, it was my favorite cousin's wedding. So I decided to go back and attend the wedding. And then in February, my mother decided to get a total knee replacement surgery. So I wanted to be with her at that time. It was very important for me to be with her in the hospital and take care of her. So I went back. There was no computer consulting income or job that would have given me that kind of flexibility with time and money. And that is exactly why we built this business. But you know what? When we started this business, we did not have that kind of flexibility. We postponed a lot of things. There was a period of 4 years I did not go to India. Manipal did not go to India for a period of 6 years. We sent our kids to India, but we didn't go because this business was our number one priority. That's how we built this business. We had very few hours in our lives. After coming back from a job, our evenings had to be very, very properly used. We just decided that no matter what happened, 7 to 11 was Ready Worldwide Time. That is the name of our company. It was Ready Worldwide Time. The shop was going to be open. So everything else had to happen after 11 o'clock or before 7 p.m. That is the way we function. Manipal wanted a good Indian meal every day. But you know what? The only thing that changed was he was not going to get a freshly prepared meal every day. I decided to cook once a week and keep it in containers so that not only we saved time, but we saved money as well, so that we didn't eat out as much. When we got started in this business, somebody made the statement, when you set a goal to be wealthy, you are placing yourself under a different set of rules. And everything you do in life is either moving you towards that goal or away from it. There's no such a thing as a neutral zone. So everything we did, we had a life before we joined this business. We had friends, family, we had our work, everything else, what we did on the weekends, everything, the priorities had to change. And that is what we did. We made sure our weekends were very optimally used, I heard the statement, time management is really self-management with a respect for time. How are you respecting the time that you have in your life? That's important. Set your priorities right. I did everything, in the time that I had, guys. I heard Lata Gala or Madhu Chadha say they were early morning people. They would wake up a few hours earlier than usual and, take care of all the things that were needed for this business and to take care of their home and their family. I was not a morning person. You woke me up anything before 7 a.m. I was not a pleasant person to be around anybody. Even today, coming to Richmond, I was not a happy camper, to get in the car at 6 a.m. in the morning, but we did what we had to do. For me, whatever I did staying up late hours. That was me. That was right for me and my family. Thank God for 24-hour grocery shops. That's where I shopped most of the time, to feed my family. You know what? But if you are saying, I'm not a morning person, I'm not a night person, then what are you? You have to figure that out for yourself. If you have to figure out some time in your lives to help you grow in this business. Educate yourself, plan for that time, for the education time, for attending the meetings, the associations, the functions. You have the calendar given to you. So plan for that. I had 2 children building this business, and both my kids were, especially my younger one is an extremely athletic person, and he's very gifted. Any sport he took up, he was very good at it. As a matter of fact, all the coaches would approach us and say, he's good in soccer, he's an excellent pitcher in baseball, he's excellent in tennis and basketball. And I had to make it very clear to them that if he was going to be part of their team, they had the responsibility to pick him up from my home, feed him, and drop him back. That was the only condition I would let him be on that team. But other than that, my older son just did one sport, one activity at any given time. That is how we managed our children as well. And, you have to find out where those pockets of time will come from. And I got into the habit of making lists of every little thing that I have to do that day. On a weekly basis, I made lists. On a monthly basis, I made lists. On a daily basis, I made lists. You go around my house, I have lists, so that I don't forget. I used to be a very forgetful person. Initially, I was so forgetful, I would forget to look at that list. And thank God to smartphones, now I have it in my phone. I have the list of things to do in my phone with me all the time. I cannot say I forgot my phone, I have to figure out. Learn to manage our money as well. Guys, for the longest time, we figured out how to shop. I had a little bit money, but, we invested most of it into this business to build up groups which were far from where we lived, flying, investing in the flights, investing in the fuel. I was still working a job. I had to make sure that, the money was spent frugally. I did not shop at big stores, went to some discount stores and bought my clothes. I'm not ashamed of sharing that with you. Today you see us in these beautiful St. John gowns and all. One St. John gown that I spent money on was my 3-year clothes expense. That is how we spend money. I'm not ashamed of sharing that with you. We spent money. We always made sure we paid money for our function tickets and our tools. I did not quit my job till we went Emerald. Kept investing in the money. At Ruby level, I invested in hiring a full-time nanny to take care of my children, because that gave me peace of mind when I left them at home and went to build this business. My home was clean, but it was not sterile. I did not invest time in going and looking for furniture or things for the house, guys. It was decent, and I just let it be. Today we have a beautiful home. I can hire a designer to do the interior of my home. But what? We postponed a lot of things. Homeworks for the kids, many moms complain that they don't have time. There were certain non-negotiables with my children. One was behavior, the other thing was their homework and how they did at school. So the moment they came home from school, they did their homework, so that any help they needed from me, that was taken care of. You have to figure out what you're doing with your time. But I'll tell you, just one of the dreams that came true just recently. Last month, we had booked an entire vacation with our family, with my boys and Manipal, and 4 of us. We were going to go to Bermuda. This vacation was booked a few months back. 5 days before we were supposed to leave New Jersey, I'll check the weather in Bermuda. It didn't look too great. 69 degrees, still warmer than New Jersey, but not so great. So guess what? Within 5 minutes, we make a decision. I asked the boss, can we change the venue, the location of our vacation? The boss said, go for it. So we spent 3 times the amount of money what we were going to spend for Bermuda, go to another 5-star resort in Riviera Maya, have a wonderful vacation with our kids, because that is far less a price I would pay. It's a very little price, for what you would gain in gaining the memories that you would treasure for a lifetime. I did not have to check my calendar or my wallet. That is priceless, guys. I hope you can make such decisions in your life. Go Diamond, come join us, and here's my EDC Manipal.
Yeah, one thing that you got to realize, guys, is nobody has got unlimited time or unlimited money. Nobody. So in the amount of time that you have, in the amount of money that you have to manage. And that's the reason the priorities are very, very important in life, okay? So let's say here, I want to quote a quote from Robin Sharma, which is, time slips through our hands like grains of sand, never to return again. Those who use time wisely are rewarded with rich, productive, and satisfying lives. So what you need to do, guys, is, you got to make sure that, you got to value time, as Renuka mentioned. Time management, it is a skill that could be developed. Okay, we don't expect you to be perfect in everything, but you need to understand that, hey, are you doing things that are going to be beneficial to your future goals? And are you doing things that are, so that your future goals in terms of business, in terms of finances, in terms of your physical health, in terms of relationships, are you doing things towards that? Not just, and a lot of people want to kind of do many things at a time, okay? You need to be like a sniper. Snipers, they do zero in on one activity, one target. not like somebody like a machine gun to try to shoot all over the place. So for you to succeed in life, the focus is very important, guys. Obviously, remember, you cannot, you need to have clarity in your thinking, clarity in terms of, your goals, and that's the reason the priorities are important. That's the reason you want to make sure that you don't get distracted with stuff. And in this time and age, there are so many distractions that happen, right? Distractions, and I'm a bunch of them. So you got to manage that. Okay. So Renuka mentioned about making the list. List is very important, guys. List organized. Every month you need to know what is it that you're going to do on a monthly basis. And once that is done, next thing, what is that you're going to do on a weekly basis? And the next thing is, once it's done, what is that you're going to do tomorrow? What you're going to do tomorrow, you should know tonight. Okay, when you make a previous night, you make a list of all the things that you want to do. Okay, when you write those lists down, guys, you know what? The subconscious mind is working on the list. You know what? When you do that, the law of attraction is you're empowering the law of attraction. And when you do that, you're attracting, people, opportunities, resources will come. So that's the reason it's very, very important, to plan such a way that, you know what is important. Remember, guys, the 80-20 rule applies in every aspect. Even in time management, you got to make sure that, spend the time where, you get 80% of the time, 80% of the results. Okay? So, and one more thing is, in the different methodologies, tasks, different A, B, C, D, whatever you want to. Bottom line, guys, is figure out what works for you. Keep it simple, okay? And what we figured out is we had created chunks of time, okay? How about can I create 1 hour or 2 hours of undivided time so that I can focus on doing and achieving something in the business, okay? So again, I'm not sure how you're going to manage your time, but you know what? Hey, you got to man up, you got to decide, you have to, at the end of the day, guys, it's your future, it's your life. Okay? Maybe you have to get up early. Get up a couple of hours earlier, at least an hour early, and see, how you could do that. Okay? And as Renuka mentioned, when we had the jobs, and we know, as I said, our time was very, very clear. We figured out that, during the job time, that nothing could be changed. That's gone. And we needed about 6-7 hours of sleep. You can't change that, okay? And at the same time, we had about between 7 to 11, the 3 to 4 hours every day. That's something that was very, very important for us. Okay, we made sure that nothing, nobody disturbed us in that time. Okay, it could be plans, it could be one-on-ones, it could be QIs, whatever. Okay, time management could be such a way that whatever task you are doing in the business, for example, recently we came up with napkin plan or a QI, whatever you want. That cannot be more than 10 to 15 minutes. Or if you're doing a one-on-one, that cannot be more than half an hour. Or if you're doing a home meeting, maybe an hour. Okay, you cannot. See, what? As you keep building the business, your knowledge in the business keeps growing more and more. But just because of that, you cannot keep on spending a lot of time with the new people. Okay, so value your time. It doesn't mean that you rush into things, but you got to know who your audience is and how much time you're doing that. Okay, and one more thing Bill Brite has taught us, guys, is if somebody can do some things for you, let them do. Okay, I'll tell you, as Indians, especially as somebody like me, I'm probably the most useless guy in terms of fixing things. Really, I cannot even do a proper, if Renuka sees me with a nail and a hammer, she gets scared. A lot of times, I'm telling you, we are not, the way we were brought up in life, we cannot change oil in the cars, or we cannot paint the homes. You know what? I believe in paying people and get the job done. Why not? Lawn mowing, cleaning, fixing things, whatever it is, guys. And also one more thing is in our house, what we do, guys, whatever help that Renuka needs, I do it. It could be, washing dishes, or maybe helping out with whatever needs at home, So that's very, very important, guys. One more thing that we learned is, you got to learn to be flexible, because when you build a business, you will be dealing with many different kinds of people, different personalities, different habits. As Renuka mentioned about kids, okay, I have never volunteered for coaching, because I never played any sports. I don't know how to do, carpooling or, all those things, guys. That's what I'm saying. How do people spend time? And people need business, they need the money, but sometimes when it comes to investing time, they say they don't have time. You know what? Kanti mentioned very early in the business saying that, hey, you know what? For the next 2 or 3 days, every hour, go back and look at the previous hour. What have you done? Make a note of everything. You know what? You are wasting too much time. Okay? So, distractions like cell phone, texting, email, tweeting, internet. People spend so much time on unnecessary things, guys. Watch out. If not, time will disappear if you don't value your time, guys. So that's what we have done. And also, as far as the money is concerned, guys, we realized that we needed, for us to move on the business, we wanted to make sure that we put our money in the products. We wanted to invest our money in the tools. We wanted to invest money in the people. We want to invest money in the business, guys. Otherwise, if you don't invest, there will not be any returns. Okay? So again, I said nobody has unlimited money. We had responsibility. We had families to take care of. We had to spend money to India and things like that. But you know what? We knew that, hey, this is our future. Okay? So some of the things that we need to do, guys, is, whatever. I know some of you, whichever faith that you come, maybe you're, whatever giving, if you take the bunch, whatever money coming in, you need to know how much money is coming in. You need to know how much money is going where. Giving it to churches or, maybe paying the bills and, learn to save some money, for rainy days. Very, very crucial. Learn to have a saving account. Everything may not happen right away, but at least put that thought in your mind. When you put that thought in your mind, eventually things will come together. Okay? As Ray Malilo, Ray and Joanne did a phenomenal job. My goodness. He was talking about investing in your business, investing in yourself, in the clothes, grooming and things like that. Man, you got that's investment. That's money management for me, because that's important. Because when I go, I can't take my house, I can't take my home, I can't take everything, but I can take myself. When I when I talk to somebody, when I go to somebody's house, what they see me is me. Okay, so that's very, very important. So how you look is very important. Okay, so one more thing is, guys, as far as the money is concerned, guys, don't try to impress others by buying things which you don't need, by buying things which you cannot afford. A lot of people, they try to do that. Folks, people don't join you because you have something. People don't join you because you have a car, you have living in a nice house. People will join you based on your dream level, based on where you're going. That's more important than anything else. Okay? So it's not what you have, it's where you're going. That's very, very important. Okay? And obviously, guys, you've got to be disciplined to pay your bills on time. Very, very crucial. Bills and cars and homes. And as you keep increasing your PIN levels, as the money keeps coming, if you own a house, maybe pay a little bit more towards the principal. When you pay a little bit more towards the principal, you get rid of your debts faster. When you get rid of your debts faster, your savings also goes up. Okay, very, very clear. Remember, guys, bottom line, guys, is when you handle the money properly, you will be able to control the money properly. Okay, so that nobody can control you in future. Okay, so invest your money, and also you spend. When you make money, you have to pay taxes, for example. That's very, very crucial. Okay, so bottom line, guys, is it could be taxes, it could be buying stuff, it could be somebody may be thinking that sometimes they compare their lifestyle to somebody else's lifestyle. Please don't do that. Don't compare yourself with somebody may be going on vacations. That's okay. That's their thing. Bottom line, guys, is you need to do what is important for your families. Okay? Your situation is unique. Your situation is different than somebody else. Bottom line, guys, is we have a wonderful opportunity. We have a great tool, BWW system. And you had seen Amway is the number one company out there. Nothing like us, guys. Nothing. There's nobody like us. Absolutely nobody like us, guys. So can you believe that saying that I'm going diamond? It's a done deal. I can do it. This is the best business out there. Come on, join us, guys. Love you.
While the techniques and approaches suggested may have worked for others, no one can guarantee that they will work for you. We hope, however, that the ideas presented here will assist you in developing a strong and profitable business. These materials have been produced independently of the Amway Corporation. Purchase of this material is optional and subject to the refund policy described in your purchase agreement for business support material. Purchase of future business tool can be discontinued at any time.